A lot of conservatives and people on the right hide behind Christianity. There's a lot of false teachers, and there's a lot of Christians that shouldn't be teaching that is on that side. That's what this video is going to be about today. I'm going to break down some videos of some Christians using Christianity for politics to push their political agendas and to show you guys what we're actually dealing with when it comes to things like this. But before we get started, if you like the content that I'm putting out, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. All right, now let's get into the video. So this first video is going to be by Allie, I believe her name is. She's talking about toxic empathy, which doesn't exist, by the way. I'm going to let her explain it first, and then we're going to break it down.
Because empathy is powerful. And my argument is, and has always been, that it can lead you in a good direction or it can lead you in a bad direction. It can lead you towards kindness and love, although it's not kindness and love in its own, or it can lead you to supporting stupid policies and stupid positions. It can lead you to affirming sin, it can lead you to validate lies, and it can lead you to support destructive policies. And I believe when it comes to progressive policies, that's exactly what it's done. And this article quotes some other people who have...
Okay, so there's no such thing as toxic empathy in Scripture. Actually, it's a command for us Christians to have empathy for others, right? Now, she's confusing empathy with sin, empathy with all kinds of other things. And that is the problem right there. The problem with these conservatives and people like this, they make things up and then they try to push it to the world. I don't understand why Christians do that, but a lot of Christians that are conservatives do the same thing. Those of you that disagree, show me in Scripture where this is actually a thing. It's not. Andrew Wilson. Now, this guy right here, man, he really needs to stop. He's another guy who is on the right, who pushes Christian nationalism, by the way, comes up with all kinds of crazy ideas, all kinds of beliefs that has nothing to do with Scripture. He got forced doctrine, he's got rights, what he believes they are, rather than what they actually are and what Scripture has to say about it. This is a false teacher, guys. You got to be careful with this guy.
Yes, I think even if you are not Christian, you probably should have kids. We're at a point that...
Is their marriage valid if it's a secularist marriage to begin with, Lauren?
Valid? No.
No. So then you're basically telling them to sin, right, Lauren? Aren't you telling them to sin by telling them to get a non-Christian marriage and have children? Aren't you telling them to sin, Lauren?
No, she's not. Actually, Andrew will be the one telling them to sin by telling them that their marriage is invalid.
Okay, this is, yeah.
What's that? Yes? Yes, you're telling, so you're telling people to sin, Lauren? That's your prescription? The whole time you've been beating the holy hell out of the red pillars, and the entire time they've been right, and you've been telling them to sin, Lauren?
So hang on, let's
answer the question, Lauren.
I'm happy to admit where I'm wrong. This is not a problem for me. Let's talk about this. So, do you believe that it is sinful for a man to get married and have kids if he is not a Christian?
That's not marriage. Marriage is a sacrament between a man and a woman. That's within the purview of the Christian ethic. You have been running around with the rest of the tradcons telling men to sin, Lauren. Why are you doing that? Why? Now answer my question. Why are you doing that, Lauren?
This guy, like I said, is a false teacher. You got to be careful with this guy, Andrew. If you're a Christian and you're following this guy's ideas, his teachings, I'm telling you guys, you are going down the wrong path. Is what Andrew's saying correct? Absolutely not. It's not supported by Scripture. Scripture actually goes against what Andrew here is trying to teach. Are unbelievers, is their marriage invalid? Okay, the first thing is this guy. What does invalid mean, actually, that he's trying to say? That's the first thing. We don't even know what he means by invalid, right? That can mean different from person to person. For you to tell people not to marry and that it means nothing as an unbeliever, you are actually telling these people to continue to sin in their lives. The Scripture does not support this, guys. Like, do not believe that. If you, hey, look, you want to believe it? That's on you. But take responsibility for it when you lead people down the wrong path. You know what's funny is this dude wants to push Christianity into the government so bad. He's a Christian nationalist. So if that's invalid, why do you want to force Christianity in the government to force people to live by Christian ethics, right? I mean, that makes no sense. It's invalid to you. It means nothing. Then why force people, my guy? This guy, depending on who he's debating, his beliefs change, his claims change. They're never the same. This next video I got for you is pastor, actually.
Christian ethics translated into public policy is going to put you more on the right than it is on the left. So Christians should be, in the modern political schema, Christians should be conservative. Now I'm going to say something, a lot of people, they don't like it, but it's just, this is reality. There is simply not a way, I don't think, to read the Bible in our current American kind of political schema and not understand that in general, the publicly stated policies of the left and the publicly stated policy proposals of the right possess a significant moral asymmetry. Christians should be conservative. Honestly, I'm just gonna say it, they should. They should be conservative in the modern political scheme. But you've got to decide, and here's a watch out I'm gonna give. Does your conservative trump your Christian, or does your Christian trump your conservative? Which one trumps the other one? Whenever
So here's the thing when it comes to people like this. They tell you you should be this conservative because if you disagree with these guys, if you have any pushback on the conservatives, people like this on the right, they will automatically tell you this. You are not Christian, you are evil, you are not American. That's the reason why they try to put you in these groups. And I refuse to be a conservative. I'm not a conservative. So for you guys that are watching, I'm not right, I'm not left, I'm not conservative, I'm not Republican, I'm not Democrat. I belong to no group. The only thing I am is a Christian. That is it, guys. If you hear people say they're conservative Christians, they add something to Christianity, that is a red flag. There's no such thing as a conservative Christian, guys. It doesn't exist. They want to condition people to believe that this is the way a Christian should be. This is the party they belong to. People get brainwashed by this. They're taught to think one way. No, you don't. Christians do not need to be conservative. Actually, I think Christians, what they should, if anything, is not be in any group. Do not support right or left because both sides to me are the same. They're not really any different.
I mean, it's really hard if you are a man who says, we're going to have what would be a traditional family.
Right.
I'm going to do something crazy and go get a job. I mean, now we're just.
I had no idea you were so nutty.
Crazy, yeah. And then
Pastor Alex Jones over here.
Let's say we're going to have kids. You know, we're going to ruin the environment and put more people on the planet. And then mom is shuddered to think going to nurture them and stay home and be mom. The problem becomes in most states, if you get divorced, the parent who spends the most time with the children becomes the custodial parent.
Right.
And so if you're the dad saying, I'm working.
These two guys should not be teaching Christianity either. I'm not familiar of Stephen Crowder's religion. I think he's Catholic. I may be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But either way, he should not be teaching, man. Since the mother's with them, more of the children, do they give her custody? So this is very misleading, man. What the courts look at are what are the best interests of the child. A lot of the divorce settlements when it comes to children are agreed upon, right? It's not the judge making the decision for them. The majority of the men do not seek primary custody. The women are better at nurturing the kids. The men know this. Why do you think they don't pursue it more? I mean, let's be honest here. It's because women are better nurturers than men. I don't see no problem with it.
And really hard to free up mom so that the kids have a focused parent. It actually works against you if the marriage dissolves.
Right.
And so, and in certain states, it's really, really difficult for the men to get the home, to get the kids. I mean, it really is a tough deal.
See, all this is red pill, man. A lot of these Christian dudes right here, like Crowder, this guy, Andrew Wilson, a lot of these guys that I react to, they're pretty much just red pill. What I like to call male feminism, because they hate feminism so much, they hate women so much too. Even though they say they don't, they do, man. They've become just like their enemy. They're a mirror image of feminism. All this is political, and it is just pushing man to be male feminist is all it is. And you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. A lot of guys are brainwashed by this, man. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I see y'all guys on the next one.